Well, Cornelius, many of you will have seen the community post we recently made, and you'll have seen the title of this video. It's kind of devastating to have to say that we lost Linus. Cornelius probably won't stay here with me for long, but he's been with us all day, and we're trying to, been with us for the last couple of days all over us, and we just don't really know what to do or what to say because, Linus was a huge part of our family, and it's really hard losing him, period, let alone, 6 months after losing Albert. And, he was on the channel a lot, and I know most of you saw him, and a lot of people would ask, where are the dogs? Where are they? And, I think after losing Albert and having to make the video telling everyone that, I just thought to myself, I should probably back off of sharing them because, these dogs, they get into your heart and they make their space there. And it's really hard when you have to say goodbye to them. And, it just is, it's not easy. So I've also never been the person that makes their dogs do something they don't want to do. And it's a special treat for me, let alone all of you, that Cornelius is even here allowing this. But I think given the circumstances, him being with us and all over us right now is understandable. And, it's really difficult because we don't have the answers right now. We don't fully know what happened or why Linus isn't here anymore. It's hard because we had just taken him into the vet and gotten all of these tests done, and then he was gone just like that. Cornelius has found a new spot, his favorite in the house. He likes to lay in front of the balcony doors in the sun, and whatever makes him happy right now, I think, is the most important thing. He's never known a life without Linus in it, and the same kind of can be said for my husband and I. Linus defined some of the most monumental moments in our relationship and in our life. We bought our first house so Linus would have a backyard. We got Cornelius so Linus would have a friend. And it's really, really hard not having him here. And it's these moments flash through your mind of things you used to do together. And Linus was like my shadow. If I took one step, he was going to take one step. And, I just remember ever since he was a puppy, if I was in the kitchen doing something, if I was doing dishes, he would have his paws on the dishwasher door and be watching every single move I made. And, he'd want to smell every plate I put in. And he just was such an inquisitive dog. And he just loved adventuring and exploring. And he was a little gremlin, but he was our little gremlin. And I think his energy not being here anymore has made this house feel incredibly empty. But that's what comes with having, these little dogs and these pets in your life. It's incredible while they're there, and it hurts so bad when they're not. It's really hard because he was a really athletic and outgoing dog, and he would just run up the stairs like nothing, and he was all over the place, and he was so outgoing and so energetic at all times. And late last week, he had a personality shift. He was a little lethargic, and he just wasn't himself. And we thought, yeah, we've got to get him into the vet, and we have to get him looked at, and we did, and we had every test we could ran, and we did x-rays, and we did the works, and we were planning on, getting an MRI done just to see and make sure we were covering all of our bases with him. And by the time we got a diagnosis and we got him his medication, I guess it was just too late, or we don't know. We don't know. And that's the hard part. We just don't know what happened. We're working to find out what did happen. But with that said, these things, sometimes they just come out of nowhere and they take you by surprise, and you just don't know. And we genuinely thought we had years left with him. It wasn't it wasn't a thought that passed our mind that he wasn't going to be here. And unfortunately, this is where we are now. We're trying to do everything we can for Cornelius and to make sure he knows that he's not alone and that he has us. And, whether that's taking him on car rides, and he's a very hesitant dog. And we even took him for a walk last night, and he was like, where's Linus to lead me where I'm going? And it's hard to lose a dog, period. And someone as closely bonded with Cornelius as the two of them were, it's just even more difficult. So, we try to do everything we can. We don't, set boundaries with him, and whatever he needs, he gets. Even this morning, he was upset, and my husband and I had to get on the floor and cuddle with him because that's just what he needed. And it's just hard to say what the future holds, because it's just hard not having Linus here. Albert was a massive support system for Cornelius, and he always had him, and he always had Linus, and now he just doesn't have anybody except for us, and it's just not the same for him, and it just is really painful, and it breaks your heart to know that, this little dog that's always been there isn't here anymore. And there's nothing I wouldn't give to have him back. But that's just not how it works. When we first got Linus, the people we got him from, they weren't calling him Linus, they were calling him Flash. And I thought to myself, that's a horrible name for a dog. It's not, no, he is a little dog, he needs a big name. Linus Horatio. And the day we got him, we realized why they called him Flash. And he would just run back and forth all day, and he had so much energy. It was boundless. It was never ending, to the point of exhaustion for me, not him, but and my husband would be like, oh, he's a puppy, he loves to play and everything. And that's who he was. And he never really calmed down from there. People would say, oh, after 4 or 5 years, they calm down. And no, they don't. French Bulldogs, they're very special little guys, and they're very charismatic and outgoing. And he loved people. He loved to explore. And he loved Cornelius, and I'm so grateful that we got to have him. And he was a little demon sometimes, and other times he was a little angel. And I wouldn't have had him any other way. He had a really special place in our hearts, and I know we miss him incredibly, and I know a lot of people are going to miss seeing him in videos. And I probably have taken 1,000,001 photos of him throughout his life, and I hope that you're enjoying seeing some of them in this video. It's hard to know that I'm never going to have him again, and I'm so grateful that I got to. It got cut a little bit short, and I wish it was a little longer the time we had together. And I just want to say that no matter how much love you give your dog, no matter the quality of care you give them, you just never know. And give them a little extra tight of a hug tonight and some extra kisses, because you just don't know when anything is going to happen. No matter how healthy they are, things could change in a day or a week, and there's just no knowing, and there's no telling. So I don't know what else to say. It's still, losing him is still just really fresh for us, and there's not a lot more I can say right now without, not being able to say much more. So I want to thank you all for the kind words and condolences you've offered, and it really means a lot to us, and it meant a lot when we lost Albert. And now losing Linus, it really lets us know that there are other people out there who can relate to us, and that feel our pain, and we really appreciate it. So I'm gonna go, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video.